time to get some views.
Hey everyone, just wanted to come on here real quick and talk a little bit about miLkTv and Pino and Adam22 and all that's been going on with that. I feel like most of my subscribers know who these creators are. However, I'll give a little small breakdown and introduction for those of you that don't know. miLkTv from miLkTv is a YouTuber out of Los Angeles, California, who has 60,000 subscribers and mostly does reaction videos. Pino, from his self-titled channel, Pino, is a YouTuber out of Pompano, Florida, who has 15,000 subscribers. He does interviews on his channel, and he also does reaction videos. Both miLk and Pino have done a lot of interviews within the prison community telling their story, and I'm going to leave links to those videos in the description. Adam22 from No Jumper is a YouTuber slash podcast host out of Los Angeles, California that has 4 million subscribers. Adam does mostly podcast-style interviews on his channel regarding a variety of subjects. However, he has done an interview with both miLk and Pino. Adam and miLk have since fallen out since the interview they had earlier this year. However, Pino and Adam are still cool with each other. But when it comes to miLk and Pino, they're still going at it. I made a video about it in May, and I'm going to leave a link in the description. The video that I made in May about Pino and miLk was about this fight that they were supposed to have. Pino flew out to Los Angeles and met up with YouTuber Mighty Mouse and was supposed to meet up with miLk and have a fight. The fight never ended up happening for certain reasons that I discuss in my video and I will be talking about later in this video. So since the fight that was set up by Mighty Mouse never happened, Adam22 thought it would be a good idea to set up another fight. And he has a whole fight card with other people fighting on it as well. So that about wraps up the whole summary breakdown and the who's who of this video. Basically what I wanted to talk about in today's video was a lot of what I talked about in the video back in May with Pino and miLk, and the whole fight and the whole situation and the reason why it didn't happen. I also wanted to discuss my opinions on Adam22 and how he fits into this whole situation. Anyways, okay, so it's being talked about online, mostly by Pino and people that support him, and some random others, that miLk never showed up for the fight that was set up by Mighty Mouse. That he was scared and that, you know, he did everything he could to avoid this fight and avoid Pino when he was in LA. He has said things like, he set up the gym in Azusa, that the gym in Azusa was only 10 minutes from miLk's house. He also said that miLk never contacted him or texted him or went outside until after 10 o'clock. He's also said that he set up a backyard off of 107th and Figueroa that they could meet up at, and that miLk said he didn't want to go there either. So what I did was I took a clip out of the video that I made in May for you guys to make it easier that I felt was important. Let me show you the clip. Lot different, and they knew that. There were a few other things about this whole situation that were strange to me. I felt like either Mighty Mouse and Pino were manipulating their subscribers that were not familiar with the Los Angeles area, or they kind of don't have a concept of how much traffic we have here. Like how Pino keeps saying that Azusa is 10 minutes from miLk's house in downtown LA. That's not true. However, when miLk was at the Staples Center and Mighty Mouse and Pino were at Imperial Courts, they were about 15 to 20 minutes away from each other. All they had to do was hop on the 105 to the 110, they would have been there in no time. Or if they would have picked the first location at 107th Street in Vermont, they would have been there in 9 minutes. While we're on the subject of 107th in Vermont, let me play you a clip.
Tell them how I asked you to come to the backyard on 107. Tell them that. 107th and Fig, and you ain't want to show it. I got the screenshots of all that. Tell them that.
None of the screenshots that Pino put out said that. The screenshots that were shown showed that miLk suggested that they go down the street to 107th in Vermont, and Pino didn't want to, and then Pino asked if he had a friend that had a backyard they could go to. So if Pino had a backyard set up off of 107th and Figueroa, then why didn't he show the screenshots for that? I don't know, maybe he put out those screenshots and I missed it. Let me know in the comments. Another thing that Pino keeps saying is that miLk called him at 10 o'clock at night. Now, miLk might have called him at 10 o'clock at night, but he also texted him at 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the daytime. And he also was outside, and you knew where he was at about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. The sun was still up. It wasn't 10 o'clock for sure. miLk also went outside when K-Frog called him out, and when K-Frog lied and said he was in LA when he really wasn't. miLk waited outside for, I think he live streamed for about 45 minutes. He was standing out there waiting. He waited and waited and waited, and K-Frog never came because K-Frog was lying. Because how is a creator going to come all the way to LA from Florida and not document one part of their trip in Los Angeles and San Diego? That doesn't make any sense at all. Anyhow, the next clip I wanted to show you was Pino's video from a few days back where he speaks on the contract for the fight with Adam 22 and how basically miLK was the only person on the whole fight card that requested a contract. Let me show you the clip.
Right, no contract was ever sent because we couldn't get you to agree upon a set contract, bro. We tried, the whole point behind the contract was you. You wanted the contract. Nobody wanted a contract but you, bro. All you had to do was agree. That's it. Nobody wanted nothing but you. You the one that wanted everything in paper. You wanted it on your front porch like you just missed a big boss, bro. What the fuck?
Are you seriously trying to say that miLK was the only one that that was going to have a contract? That Adam 22 wasn't going to draw up a contract or have someone like his attorney or somebody draw up a contract for all the people that were going to fight? Because I don't see Adam 22 going into promoting and hosting this fight without covering his own ass. You know what I mean? He seems like a pretty intelligent businessman, pretty successful. I think he would be writing contracts for everybody. I mean, there's a lot of liability there with fighting. You know what I mean? That brings me to Adam 22 at No Jumper now. So, yes, I called him intelligent and successful. He has 4 million subscribers on his platform. However, that doesn't mean that he has a moral compass or a moral code. Because a lot of things he does on his platform is stir up drama between rival gangs or just gangs in general or people that he knows might actually hurt each other. It seems as though this last year that Adam's been following the prison community drama pretty closely, and that's why he brought miLK onto his platform. His co-host AD even called him out on stirring up shit between people in the streets and how it could end up having a horrible outcome. miLkTv has called him out on that as well. He might be good at growing his platform and making money. However, I don't feel like he truly cares about what happens to these people. It doesn't matter whether you love or hate miLK. It's true that Adam brought him on his show, and then following his interview with miLK, he invited everyone that was beefing with him to have an interview. Anybody that's paid attention to the timeline could see that. I was thinking about making a video on Adam 22. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. As far as miLK goes with these fights, I haven't seen anywhere where he has ditched out on anybody that's tried to fight him. Will he win these fights? I don't know. I've never seen him fight. But I've also never seen him not show up. And I think anybody that's familiar with the LA area knows that he didn't ditch Pino. He waited outside and Pino didn't come. The stunt that miLK pulled, pulling up to Adam 22's studio, though, I don't think that he wanted to fight Adam, but I also don't think that it was some stunt that he pulled to try to get out of the fight like Pino claims. Because Pino was talking about the sponsors and how they wouldn't want to deal with somebody like that. So there's going to be sponsors and this fight card's going to be big and have all these names on it, but they're not going to be made to sign contracts? Like, that doesn't make sense either, right? I thought miLK pulling up there was kind of like promoting the fight, if anything. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. It's my understanding that the fight is going to be in January 2022, and I'll probably make a video covering it. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope y'all liked the video. Love y'all.